Today we're going to be talking to George, and we're going to be asking him how he went from working for another window cleaning company to getting let go and scaling Squeegee Bros to almost $500,000 a year with incredible profit margins. We're going to break everything down from what equipment you need to get started in window cleaning to how he gets all of his customers and how he's got over 500 5-star reviews between Google, Yelp, and Facebook, and much more. So make sure you stay to the very end of the video. All right, George, so talk to me, how did you even get into the window cleaning business to begin with, and how long have you been in the industry?
So I've been in the industry here for 7 years, roughly. My buddy and I both got the idea to start a window cleaning company up in Montana. So we just pooled together our funds and started that business back in 2017.
Wow.
Ran that for 2 years, sold that, and then started this one down here in Arizona.
How'd you come up with the name Squeegee Bros? I feel like it's a really good name.
To be honest, we were just sitting around, a bunch of friends. One evening we were sitting around just having some drinks, and one of our friends jokingly said, you know, you could call it Squeegee Bros. And my buddy
you all looked at each other.
Yeah,
like, that's a pretty good name.
Yeah, we kind of were like, wait, that's a great name. You know?
So talk to me about what types of services do you offer? You know, is it just window cleaning? Do you do other stuff as well?
Yeah, so we have more than just window cleaning that we offer. Window cleaning, I would say, is our main service. It's the most profitable. But we also do, solar panel cleaning. That's a big deal here in Arizona. A lot of solar panels going up everywhere. But there's other stuff like screens are a big, it just kind of goes hand in hand with windows. Partition glass, like this stuff right here. Sometimes you'll see it on the outside, but sometimes it's on the inside of a house. So we'll do those as well. And we have deep track cleaning where we'll go in and really thoroughly deep clean a track out.
Cool. When you get a call, right, and somebody's like, hey, I got a house, I've got 29 windows, blah, blah, blah. How do you dictate the pricing? Do you have to go out to the house? Can you quote them on the phone? How does that work?
So in the beginning, I used to go out to every job and count windows. And I just found that it wasn't very efficient. As I started to grow and, when you have 10 or 15 calls a day, there's no way that you can go do that. So I've kind of shifted my process over to where we actually charge by square footage. And there's a few other factors. So mainly square footage, whether it's a single story house or a 2-story house, when it was last cleaned.
Oh, wow.
And there's some other factors that play into that, but I kind of have it down to a science where we can really, dial that in over the phone.
Of all the jobs that you do, that you got to be looking at your payment processor, and I'm sure it tells you the average, right?
Yeah.
What is that average?
Yeah, so our average right now, I just looked at it the other day, but our average is about 550, average job size.
We're at this beautiful house right now, right? The owner, by the way, is really, really cool. His name's Christian. And your team's cleaning all the windows out here, right? How did you land somebody like this, and how do you land your average client?
Most of our clients are coming today from Google and Yelp. So Google My Business, you have to build a strong profile in there with a lot of positive reviews. That's, I think, the biggest thing in my opinion.
How do you actually be one of the first people that pops up when they type that in?
I just went crazy on educating myself about Google My Business and how to rank higher. And it's an algorithm that Google only knows, but there are certain things that for sure, reviews, posting photos, having updates, keeping all your business information accurate, making sure that your business address and all that stuff is accurate. So that kind of stuff is huge, but it goes even deeper into how to rank better. I think reviews are the biggest factor, but there's many other things, and the same goes for Yelp too.
Got it.
Having reviews, having everything accurate on there, posting photos, that kind of stuff helps out a lot on Yelp. We have, I think it's 385 5-star reviews.
Which is a lot.
As of today, yeah. It's so we're up there, I think that's certainly top 3 in the valley.
How many jobs are you doing in a typical day, week, month?
Yeah, this time, and it kind of ebbs and flows, but this time of the year, like generally between like 6 and 8 jobs a day.
Wow.
This is like the busy season, so it's these couple weeks here before Thanksgiving are crazy. But yeah, day-to-day operations. I mean, I have 3 full-time technicians with a few part-time guys, so they're handling pretty much, you know, all the work, and then I'm in the office, or where it kind of is like a safety net, right?
Sure.
If like someone gets sick or a car breaks down or anything like that.
Can you clean a window as good as they can clean a window?
Oh yeah.
Because they look like they're pretty dang good, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I
They got
know.
This thing.
I do have, yeah, no, honestly, they have more time on the glass, so they're probably better than
They're a
I
little
am.
better than you right
yeah,
now?
at this
Okay.
point.
Talk to me about first the equipment in this bed of the truck that you think is mandatory if somebody wanted to get into window cleaning. Like, what would they have to get?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just like kind of start off with the obvious, like squeegee, a mop, a bucket. So I can kind of show you some of that stuff here,
Yeah,
but
that'd be great.
you absolutely need that. You know, there's no way around it. You gotta have a mop and a squeegee, but so that's
you got a bunch
kind
of squeegees in there.
Yeah, different
Okay.
sizes, right? So this is like a 22-inch squeegee. You got an 18-inch down to like an 8-inch, you know?
Wow.
So you have different sizes of mops and squeegees. This is mandatory. You have to have that, you know? Along with a bucket, mops and squeegees, you need to have a belt where you can keep your mops and squeegees, towels, razor blade, steel wool. Each guy kind of builds out their belt like how they like it, but you know, this one just has some Velcro and then clicks in here. These clips are nice because they just kind of hold the towel on.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I like these clips. Everyone just designs them differently for how they move and what they like, but yeah, really a belt, bucket, mop, squeegees, and then at the very bare minimum, a step ladder.
Okay.
If you get into higher work, you're obviously going to need more than that.
Sure.
But having a good step ladder, either like a 4-foot or a 5-foot step ladder, is pretty much necessary.
And then once you start to elevate, you can buy this $1,200 ladder that we were
Yeah,
talking about a
yeah.
minute ago, right?
Yeah.
So what makes this a $1,200 ladder?
So it's just very versatile. It's called a stack ladder.
Okay.
They've been around for a long time. You can actually see photos back in like the 1800s. They would use these types of ladders. They were wooden, but they would use these to clean windows back in the day.
Wow.
What makes these so special is there's actually 2 more sections that go along with this that I don't have with me because I typically just don't carry those unless I know I need them.
Right.
But you have this bottom base section which has these leveler legs, so you could set them up on like stairs or maybe uneven surfaces so that you're just being safe, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And then how it actually works is this is the top section. So this here's the bottom, this is the top, and this ladder essentially just stacks on top of here.
Wow.
And then these pins lock it into place so that, you know, it's not coming apart.
Sure.
But what's so special about this ladder is not only the leveler legs, but the main thing is how this comes to a point at the top.
Uh-huh.
And
So you can put it in between like windows.
yeah, so basically like you can put this in between windows, which is very versatile. A lot of ladders, like those rungs are further out.
Right.
So you'd be setting it on the glass, but with it coming to a point, you can set it like on the frame in between the glass. Eventually, I'd say get yourself to this, you know, to this
And
point.
what brand is this ladder and where can people buy it?
You can get this on WCR, which is Window Cleaning Resource.
Okay.
You know, you can also use an A-frame. There's, I have an A-frame there that works great. You can extend that all the way up to like 22 feet, and it's kind of nice. It fits in the bed of a truck. Both this tank and this are for pure water-fed window cleaning.
Okay.
This is the water-fed pole that we use. There's a bunch of different brands, but this is made out of carbon fiber, and this one specifically goes up 40 feet. And then this is a combination of nylon and boar's hair. So basically you scrub the glass with pure deionized water, and there's a rinse bar on the top here, so pure water flows over top. And there's also some jets that shoot out here. So after you scrub and agitate the glass, then you know, bring it off the glass and rinse. And as long as you thoroughly rinse the glass, you know, the glass comes out perfectly clear.
You don't even have to squeegee it.
Yeah, no squeegeeing.
Wow.
So this is just great to like reduce liability to stay on the ground when you have a bunch of glass up high. But you just have to know how to use it correctly. You know, you gotta make sure that you scrub enough and rinse enough. So, but this is a phenomenal tool. You know, essentially you're hooking it up to this system here.
And then you have to hook it up to a garden hose as well?
Yeah, so like you would basically run a, like this hose here would hook into the outlet. So like after it purifies it, you could also hook it up to like, this is a DI filter.
Yeah.
Doesn't have as many filters, so it doesn't last as long, but you can run basically a garden hose into that and then have this hose connected to the other end for pure water. This one just has more filters, so it lasts longer.
Okay.
But yeah, you'd have a garden hose running into here, and then you'd have your bypass because it gets the RO filter. Draws a lot of stuff out of the water, and you have to kind of get rid of that somewhere. So there's a bypass hose there, and then the outlet where you'd be hooking that up to this hose. And we have like a reel back here that goes out like 300 feet.
Wow.
So you can get around like large properties, you know, to be able to get to all the windows.
I mean, how much could I get?
Yeah.
This bucket of stuff, the belt you're wearing, and a step ladder. How, what, $2,000?
Oh, less than that.
Wow.
Yeah, probably 500.
500.
Maybe. Yeah.
Wow.
So
and, I mean, somebody could make that back literally their first day.
Now, granted, that's maybe to get started here.
Yeah.
So there's the equipment side of it, but you're also going to have to know how to do do work.
Sure,
you know?
of course.
So like, hit YouTube, you know, watch videos.
Or clean your own house 100 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
As with anything in life, I think if you're going to be successful, you kind of have to be fanatical.
You got to geek out.
Yeah.
For sure. I couldn't agree more. Well, there you have it. If you geek out, and for $500, you could get into window cleaning. So you were telling me a little while ago that you do anywhere between, I think you said 5 to 8 jobs a day, just on average, give or take. And you were saying that the average ticket's about $550 a job, gross revenue, obviously, right? Now, obviously, you have to pay people and buy equipment and chemicals and stuff like that, put wear and tear on, you know, your vehicles. But what does that look like in terms of, you know, gross revenue, maybe on like an annual basis for you right now?
Yeah. You know, I can at least speak for, I know we have, you know, a couple months here left in the year, but as far as like last year, we had done 392,000.
Wow. And, you know, when we're talking about the people that we're seeing here do the job, you know, how do you pay them? How do you structure that? Are they W-2 employees? Are they 1099 contractors? Do you pay them by the job? How does that actually work?
Yeah, so all of the technicians that I use are 1099, you know, subcontractors. They carry their own insurance, carry all their own equipment, have their own vehicles, you know, have their own fuel that they, you know, pay for. So I have found that to just be the best way as far as like when it comes to taxes, you know, workers' comp, taxes, and it just reduces liability on our end a lot more. But I do pay them 50%.
Talk to me about the difference between commercial and residential. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you do more of? And which one would you like to do more of in the future?
Yeah, so I would say, you know, it's roughly about 90% of our business is residential.
Okay.
We just started off really in the residential realm, and we've been able to build a huge clientele base, and a lot of the referrals that come out of residential are going to be residential, you know.
Yeah.
But residential is a little bit better pricing than commercial. Commercial is like roughly about half the amount. We do plan to do more commercial. For right now, like, you know, why fix it if it's not broke, you know? So I know like we're growing, the numbers are great, and my technicians love like residential homes.
Yeah.
It's and also
simple.
Yeah, and
Simple.
it's very predictable with pricing. I mean, we've done so many homes now that we just know how to price them.
All right, so tell me what your advice would be for somebody watching the video looking to maybe get into window cleaning. You know, how would you recommend that they actually get involved?
Plan on it taking at least 2 years, 2 to 3, maybe even more, 4 or 5 years for you to actually start to see results. And just understand that you're gonna have to lead by example. Before you go and hire people to do the cleaning for you, you're gonna have to understand your processes and understand every facet of your business.
Yeah.
I think I was sharing with you earlier, it's like, yeah, it took 9 years for Amazon to turn a profit.
Literally.
You know, most people would give up after a year.
They would.
You know, and most people do. But I think if you really can stay steadfast and really, you know, dive into it with just making a decision daily that you're gonna do all the hard things, you know.
I like that a lot.
But yeah, I mean, that would be my advice is like don't give up too early, you know. And then also focus on serving people. I think that's a big thing is like we're always trying to like get, but I think if you can really take your eyes off yourself and really focus on serving your clients, doing extras, doing stuff for free, accommodating them, their schedule, and not only for your clients, but also when you go to hire, technicians, really putting their interests first. I know you have an agenda, right, with the business, but like really focusing on serving your clients, but also your technicians.
Yeah, if you help enough people get what they want in life, you'll get what you want every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like that.
Builds good culture.
Very good culture. Hey, if you're still watching, thank you so much for staying to the very end of the video. I'm gonna link all of George's information down in the description below and his company information, so if you wanna reach out to him, definitely do so. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to go check out our other content on our page. We interview a ton of cool businesses. I'm a business owner myself, so we talk about a lot of really cool stuff on my YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.